Friday! Are you guys excited? I don't know, it's nice out, so I decided to do a special nerdy broadcast. And I'm kind of missing my buddy James, also known as Silver. He's busy at the moment. But we have our movie correspondent, Alan, here, so he's going to start off the nerdy news in the movie sides of things before he goes to work.
Yeah.
Hit it, Alan. Anything new that you'd like to report?
Well, other than the fact that we just got a huge announcement from Civil War that Spider-Man is going to be in the film for more than just the ending credits. And he got this sleek new look, basically this retro yet fresh new look on him that just, oh man, I just geeked out every time I think about it. And let's see, Cloverfield is out for all you kaiju fans out there who wants that kaiju goodness for the weekend. We also got...
Tell me about Cloverfield. I think I saw the preview for it, and I thought it was about that old movie, but it's another Cloverfield.
Well, from what they're going for, it's like a somewhat of a continuation, but I don't know. It feels sort of weird considering how the first movie went.
You have to lower the speaker, right? It was about that old movie, but it's another Cloverfield. I think you have to lower the speaker or mic, Alan. There's an echo.
Oh, this is... Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we're smooth. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No, there's still a thing. Yeah, there's still an echo going on.
Yeah. Maybe if I do this. And this.
Still an echo.
Still an echo?
Yeah, there's still an echo.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing. Oh, my debut too. Let's see. Well, they get straight to the point of it all. 10 Cloverfield Lane is basically a continuation of Cloverfield, but I think the way they're doing it is...
I don't know what's going on. Maybe he has two windows open?
I have two windows on. Oh, man.
You know what, Alan? Sign off, and then I'll send you the link again.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay. You know what, Alan? Sign off, and then I'll send you the link. So annoying. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. This is so weird. What could be causing all this? Oh, it's me.
Was it you? Wow.
It was me.
Wow.
All right, we're back. I'm gonna get Alan back on. It was all my fault. There were two windows. Sorry, I'm such a idiot. Hold on one second. We're gonna jump right back into Cloverfield. So yeah, let's see what else could we talk about. Before he comes in, I'm gonna discuss gaming news. Let me see if there's anybody with questions or anything. Nothing yet. Okay. So Street Fighter V, the contender Alex was revealed. So that was a huge update. And this is all courtesy of Daniel Perez, Shaq News. Hey, we have Alan back on. I'll get back to you in a second. So yeah, so Street Fighter was revealed, as well as The Division had record-breaking sales in 24 hours, in the first 24 hours. Danganronpa 2 was announced, which is, great for the anime fans. Let's see. Fable Legends was canceled, while Lionhead Studios will soon be closed. and Overwatch release date was announced. If you want to know more about these titles, you could log on to shacknews.com and check those out, courtesy of Daniel Perez. All right, Alan, back to Cloverfield. And it was totally me. I had two windows open. I suck. Okay.
Nah, you don't suck. It happens. From how it looks like they're going for a different approach. Where in the old Cloverfield movie, they kind of went for like this documentary camera setting.
Okay.
And I personally, I wasn't a fan of the first one because of that. Because it was like they could have. There was a lot of things, particularly with the camera, that kind of made me nauseous trying to figure out what the hell is they looking at the whole time. But it looks like with this one, they're going for a different approach, and it got a couple of decent casts between these three people. One of them in particular is one of my favorite actors, John Goodman.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, he ironically finds these two people in an accident and brought them both down to the basement for them to avoid this phenomenon that is Clovey, the monster. And as time goes on, they seem to have like a huge fallout, and the girl takes it upon herself to kind of escape from his clutches in I guess what would be a bomb shelter, and I guess she ends up meeting the monster himself.
It seems that's the girl from Scott Pilgrim, I think, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I was trying to be like, where is this girl from? So it has nothing to do with the Cloverfield before with that huge monster. It's a whole new Cloverfield. So is it Japanese oriented? Where does it come from?
It was a US made one. It was made by J.J. Abrams.
Ah, okay.
Based off like I said, it's most likely based off the first Cloverfield, which takes place in New York with Clovey basically wreaking havoc in New York City, destroying the Statue of Liberty. That fucker. And he basically is supposed to be like our American Godzilla. Which, speaking of which, for all you kaiju fans out there, make sure you keep June specifically close to your hearts, because Japan is doing their reboot of Godzilla, in case you don't know about it, called Godzilla Resurgence. Yep. It's based off it's a direct sequel, a reboot sequel to the very first Gojira film made in 1956.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be
pretty
a lot
good,
more
which is
authentic looking. Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny because Edward Gareth's version of Godzilla is still in effect. So Godzilla's basically got two movies kind of going back to back to back. And then let's see what other announcements we had this month, and it's basically Marvel Madness.
Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters. It's a little too early for me to make it a sketchy.
So much hate.
Yeah, it's not really. Here's the thing. I love the cast. I love how they got them. It's just that my opinion is a little too early because it feels a little too cartoony.
Okay, too silly.
Yeah, whereas Ghostbusters, the original ones, it had that silliness and stuff like that, but it was more action-ish, and it was more towards us. It had a little bit more seriousness to it that gave it that funny appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they pulled that off, but I guess that's what happens when you got guys like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Huxley, and
yeah, it was an all-star cast. Like, this is like SNL, which they're all funny, but they're all like, I don't know, not like rated, top A celebrities, I guess.
Yeah, it was just A grade to me. All of them are A grade in my heart. Especially Bill Murray, who's doing the Jungle Book as Baloo.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. That's a nice segue.
Yep, which I know I got to see that movie, because that movie had a direct line to my childhood growing up. Let's see. March has definitely been a Marvel of an announcements, where Spider-Man, and then you got Venom, who's having his trilogy setups, as well as the Sinister Six from Sony line. And it was funny because Sony and Marvel sort of had made a deal last year where, I don't know if this is still in effect, where Spider-Man is still going to have a direct line to being part of Sony Studios with his little movie segment. So how far will that go, or how far did it go? I'm not quite sure of. Somebody might end up having better ideas of what's going on with that one more than I do. Now, for all you diehard fans, I don't know how you feel about Olympus Has Fallen, but if you think you might like London Has Fallen with Gerard Butler that came out last week, I believe it is, then by all means go see it. I kind of lost interest in, and I'm a huge action buff, so and I'm a huge Bruce Willis fan, so that, I guess that kind of would weed me away from the Gerard Butler's potential trilogy franchise.
And what is that movie about? I haven't heard of it till you just mentioned it.
Oh, London Has Fallen. It's like it takes place right after Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler, where he was kind of like trying to protect the president and reobtain the White House at all costs. It's probably not in that order that I remember it, but that probably goes to show that it really didn't leave that deep of an impression to me. Where it's like in the first one he's fighting Koreans, and then in this one I guess he's fighting Russians or ISIS-like terrorists that's trying to take over London or try and blow up London. I don't know. I gave up. Like I said, I gave up trying to watch the thing.
It seems interesting. And then what do you call it? Batman versus Superman that comes out this month, right?
Yep, right on my sister's birthday.
When is that? I have no idea.
I believe that's the 25th of March. I was like, how you feel knowing that you got 2 DC superheroes coming out on your birthday? She's like, okay.
Why are they fighting? Like, I have no idea. Why are they fighting?
Oh, well, in the concept of it, both superheroes basically have 2 different opinions. One believes that sometimes you got to put fear in the villains, while the other one is kind of like trying not to go that road with vigilantism.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, from what I can tell, because I didn't really keep up with DC too much, I was more of a Marvel guy, as you can kind of see. A little Deadpool, a little bit. Shout outs to Marvel vs. Capcom. Make a part 4, damn it. In a sense, it's like just like Civil War, 2 different opinions kind of collide. Where one doesn't like the other's methods, and that's where the whole let's agree to disagree idea just gets tossed out the window, and it becomes basically a last man standing match between 2 potential powerhouse superheroes of the DC Comics. Well, not even 2 potential, 2 greatest legends of DC Comics, between the Dark Knight and the Kryptonian Sun.
And if anyone disagrees with that, feel free to let us know in the questions section. It's funny because they're fighting, and then you have Captain America fighting over here with Iron Man. And I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why. I think, is it because he killed his friend? I'm guessing that's what it was from the trailer, right? Is that where they're fighting? Or is there more to it?
That part we don't know. Like the reason why they were fighting was because of the Superhero Registration Act.
Yeah.
Which is basically, if you're familiar with the old comic books, Iron Man was for everybody revealing their identities, their information to the government and stuff like that, where Captain America was against it in the comics because he believed in superheroes maintaining their own secret identities, which in this one they kind of keep that concept, but it leads more towards Steve trying to protect his friend by any means necessary.
Okay.
And at least from how I'm seeing it in the perspective of a viewer, where Tony Stark is kind of against it and prefers that the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, gets permanently placed in the middle of the ocean or the sea in this big old prison. So I forgot the name of it, and because I remember looking at it for the first time in World War Hulk, and that's where they kept Bruce Banner, at the very bottom of the sea.
All right. And how do you feel about Alex joining the Street Fighter V cast? That's why I'm just like Chun-Li and supporting that news.
Hey, if that wasn't obvious enough, I don't know what is. All I know is that Capcom, we all knew that Alex was coming. We just didn't know exactly when. And then when we finally knew when, we didn't know how he was going to look. And he looks scary as hell. He
looks hot in my book.
Respect to you.
I know other girls and men would agree.
Yeah.
Everyone's so ripped in the new Street Fighter. Like everyone's like, their bods are insane.
Well, except for Birdie. Birdie kind of represents all us thick body people out there.
Hey, I love everybody. I'm just saying, everyone's like insanely, unnaturally ripped. Sexy Ryu.
Yeah, sexy beard Ryu. I swear to God, every time
with
I
the clap
certain page, the sexy Chun had dudes like going like, "Yo, this could not be real." And then here a meme showed up, and I got it on my Facebook page, where this girl actually is built exactly like how Chun-Li is built in the Street Fighter 5 game, with the alternate suit, which had me cracking up. And then later on this month, they're also each supposed to get their own alternate costumes from the story mode arcade. So that's actually kind of interesting. That means we get our Alpha Ryu costume, our Alpha Ken, our police cop Chun. We get our military uniform Cammy. We get the Geef and Mika tag team spandex outfit. We get the Bison zombie look.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Then we get the Necalli Aztec look from his ancient times. And I can't wait to see how the cinema story goes this June, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be a cinematic storyline to it. And then we're supposed to be also introduced to a couple of new tutorial modes where we can learn those characters individually. How in depth is it going to be? How robust is it going to be? We're going to have to wait till it comes out later on this month, which is ironically mostly free. Almost everything that people were complaining about it, how they spent $60 for a complete game, they're spending only $60 for a complete game. It's just up to them whether or not they want to play more online matches, play more challenge matches to obtain the fight monies, to obtain those items. So it's complete for me because I always play online with friends and I always play offline with friends. So and survival mode kind of leaves me salty enough to say, okay, I'm satisfied with what I'm dealing with right now.
That's good. I know that you're a huge Street Fighter buff and fan, so I wanted to see your thoughts on it.
Yeah, yes, I got some of their Third Strike comic books. I got some of the Street Fighter 2 storylines where Ryu actually begins to start mastering both his newfound powers and his Dark Hado. I'm even trying to get the Street Fighter versus Street Fighter Cross G.I. Joe comic books, which was out a few weeks ago on February 24th. So for all you out there, be sure to look that up. Let's see. Like I said, March has definitely been a lot of it. This was definitely a lot for the geeks, the nerds, the gamers, even otakus that
Danganronpa came out. That it's going to come out on Steam. You saw that too, right?
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw there's a lot of cool announcements. Then again, February had a lot of hype announcements too, with a reboot revival of Samurai Showdown. Wow, that one really had me stoked. And then, like I said, Sony doing their little Venom trilogy, that was insane. Deadpool still standing strong with it.
I'm like a huge fan now. Like since I saw the movie, I even bought a comic, which was like my first comic ever, which is Secret Invasion. And then people are like, "No, you should have gotten the old school ones." I'm like, I don't know. I asked the guy, and I chose the cheaper one. And if I like it, then I'll get the other ones. But I'm trying to find time to read it. I've been reading it little by little.
Yeah, the old school ones he was actually pretty raw on. Especially he's raw in these now. I guess in the older ones he was definitely a lot more hilarious back then.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely look into that then. It'll be worth the $30.
Let's see. At the end of this year, we got another Star Wars movie coming out.
Already?
Yep. It's called something Rogue, a Star Wars story. let's see. Let me because when they announced it on one of the movie lineups, I was kind of surprised myself. I was very surprised. It was. Let's see. You have to forgive me, guys. I gotta
It's all right.
maintain my composure. First time really being online in public like
I
this.
think you're doing a great job so far.
Thank you.
So
I tried.
I know you were shy last time to come on, but I'm happy you did. I'm sure
Yeah,
our
it's
viewers
called
would
Rogue
agree.
One.
Again, you could ask questions in the Q&A area if you want. If you have any, if you want to talk about a certain topic, gaming, anime, comics, movies, you name it, anything nerdy, shows, we'll be free to answer. Especially if anyone watches Erase, the cliffhanger that it left on yesterday is amazing. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Oh, it's called Star Wars Rogue One, says Keith.
Yep.
Okay.
Or it's called Rogue One, a Star
Thank you,
Wars
Keith.
story. And that's going to end up becoming December's major closer. Because Assassin's Creed is not going to last. I don't think that movie stands a chance. And let's see. Fall's Ender is going to be obviously Doctor Strange. It's got easy opponents. It's got the Fantastic Beast and whatever this thing is. And you got Moana, which Dwayne The Rock Johnson is supposed to be in, which is a Disney movie. So I kind of want to see that, but Doctor Strange kind of knocks on my door a little bit more. So I gotta wait till I gotta wait until at least late October, where after Comic-Con and all that other chaos ends.
So are there any animes that you're watching right now?
Let's see. I have a long list. I got so many that it's ridiculous. One of them is Ansaku Kyoshitsu, which is the assassin school where I'm enjoying the hell out of that.
Assassination School, the one with the yellow big head guy?
Koro Sensei.
Assassination Classroom? Or another one?
Yeah. That's Assassination Classroom. That one was that I love that anime half to death. Like half the stuff from the score that they have is actually pretty awesome. Even the characters are actually more enjoyable, and I actually enjoy Koro Sensei a lot more than I should, considering that he's supposed to be a villain.
Yeah, I couldn't kill him. I know he's gonna destroy the world, but I couldn't find it in my heart because he's like such a good person and helpful. I don't know. It's a weird situation to be in.
It is a weird situation because now you're looking at it like, okay, how would these kids feel after they kill him? And only one character is kind of like, I forgot his name.
The one that looks like a girl.
Yeah, and it's funny because Doropango, like the art style looks similar to that, so it's like I'm actually enjoying that. I'm actually enjoying the artwork of it. And it fits very well with the humor, the action into it. And Koro Sensei kills me. Like he's officially my only favorite character in this series. And then the students have me cracking up every time they see the character who they call Bitch Sensei.
Oh yeah, the Hooters girl. I should cosplay Bitch Sensei. That'd be hilarious.
That's almost. It's kind of ironic because everybody in 54th Street, going all the way to Midtown, basically dresses like that. So.
Yeah, that's true. It would be easy. You know which one too would be hilarious? You watch Prison School?
Oh my God.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I know which one you're talking about. Oh my God. She breaks all laws of physics.
Yeah, people are like, she has no nipples. She can't have any nipples.
It's not even that. It's like, look at this.
Sweaty. I would have to pour water constantly on me.
She sweats on command. She dries up real quick when she's serious, but then when she gets nervous, she sweats on command. Even when she exercises, she sweats on command. Then she sweats so much that it looks like she can't even fathom. Oh.
Yeah, it's the schools. I mean, is there going to be a season 2? There is, right? With all the girls.
Right now, I think there's an OVA that just came out.
Oh, okay. I have to check that out.
Yeah, and I read up the manga like past that, and all I can say was wow. The level of pervertedness, like they just, it's definitely a S&M type series.
So it's a lot
Before-
worse in the manga, you would say?
No, the manga is. Whew.
So
Yeah,
the
look,
anime would be more innocent.
right now the manga and the anime. Well, the anime seems to be kind of out there right now, but it just depends on how they're going to do it in the OVA in season 2. So that's going to be where the real nitty gritty stuff starts really swinging hard. No pun intended, and pun intended
Oh
indeed.
Lord. Did
Yeah.
someone get peed on finally? Or did she get peed on?
I'm not spoiling that.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, I won't say anymore. I think someone was peed on that I remember. But
Yeah,
anyway,
right now I'm kind of mad that Gangsta was put to an end. Oh,
Gangster? Which one?
rest in peace to that anime. It's
And
an anime literally called Gangsta. If you never watched that, you're better off not watching it. But if you're gonna watch it and just be pissed at the fact that the creators who took part in making The World Only God Knows and Samurai Champloo and all those other great anime lineups, they're officially done. They were bankrupt last year and they officially dispersed. So you're going to be pissed about who the hell is going to end up taking over that anime, especially when the series it's not even near a season, let alone a series finale yet. So if you're going to watch it with a grain of salt. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, I'll check it out. So are you watching Erased by any chance? The anime's so good. Every episode is like a cliffhanger though, almost.
No, I haven't gotten into that one just yet. Like I said, I had a lot of listings that I haven't completed yet. I have a lot of people don't understand. I have a literally full plate trying to keep up with a lot of action animes, a lot of decent romance animes. Then between work and taking care of my mother, long story with that one, because me and her were both kind of in this situation a few years back where it's like, it's only temporary, but trying to take care of her.
No, that's good. That's admirable. Don't be ashamed of that. But just so you know about Erased, basically it's this guy. I won't ruin it for you, but he has like superpowers where he could go back in time or different points of time. It reminds me a little bit of Steins Gate if you watched it, but he can't really control it. Kind of depending on his mood a little bit, but horrible things happen and he tries to correct them and kind of save people in the process as well. But yesterday's episode was a really bad cliffhanger. You don't know if like the main character, if anything's wrong, and you find out, basically there's a kidnapper on the loose, and someone who I really suspected to be it is it. So I'm not gonna say any more, but it's a really great anime. But that's like the main one that I get excited for every week. Like I said, Assassination Classroom is another one. Now, do you watch Walking Dead or anything?
On and off every now and then. Every time me and my sister record it, my sister always watches it ahead of me, and instead of me watching it with her, she decides to watch it ahead of me and then deletes it. So it's like, it's not tomorrow, but on my next day off, which is Wednesday, I gotta try and keep up with a couple of extra episodes that I missed. Because I one-upped her. I finished watching her Teen Wolf season and I deleted all of it just out of payback. Yep. So yeah, we got even with that one.
So I'm gonna go into some topics that were before we end that were very hot on Nerdy New Jersey. One was I shared a video of a maid cafe and how it's like, and I actually was a maid. Some people might know for Rennie for a little bit. So I have a slight experience in that, and it has nothing to do with the sex industry or anything kinky, though some people might say. It's just people dressed as maids acting like waitresses, and performing for people and acting super kawaii and cute. So I'm planning to do an event of that, and also maybe a host club at the same time, since that was like everybody in Nerdy loved it, and thank you everybody for voting for that. I also have a podcast till July, thanks to Nerdy.
Nice.
What else? Yeah, someone mentioned Your Lie in April. Kyle Hilton shouting out. That's a really good anime, but you need a lot of tissue boxes for that one. I don't know if you've seen it, Alan.
Which anime was this one?
Your Lie in April. It's pretty heart wrenching, that anime.
I gotta look that one up. There's a few tear jerkers that came out that, oh god, I just couldn't finish them. But then when I did finish them, it was, oh boy, it was Plastic Memory. That one left a huge tear jerk in my eye. I could. Yeah. What if you're gonna watch it? I suggest carrying a few tissues with you, like 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, depending on the. If you're not like my cousin who cries like Mighty Joe Young, you should be all right.
And my favorite anime of all time, which is one of the worst tear jerkers too, is Clannad. If you haven't seen that or Clannad After Story, those are like my top 2. But it's about like relationships, high school life, love. It's hilarious. It's heart-wrenching. It's fantasy, magical, whimsy. It's like everything wrapped into one. So I highly recommend that to anybody. It's like in the early 2000s it came out. But that's definitely one to watch out. Oh, what else? There's a Bernie Sanders figure out right now from Pop, which, Bernie song people got excited over, as well as the other presidents. But
hopefully he becomes our president.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. Like, I don't know. I guess out of everybody, I would choose him. Definitely not Donald. I think the joke has gone on long enough. So I think people should stop it now.
Riddler can bounce.
But I think you have to go now, right? I don't want you to be late.
Yeah. Oh, one more anime I would recommend is Gate.
Gate. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I started watching that. I have to get back into that.
Yep. If you end up liking Gate, my suggestion is check out this old perverted harem anime that came out before Gate that had a similar concept, and I'll leave you guys to be the judge of that, and that was Outbreak Company.
Outbreak Company. Man, you have to send me all these because it's like so much information. I'm not gonna remember it all.
Oh, trust me, I had to keep up with Hajime no Ippo. I just finished season 3 of Initial D, and I got to finish the rest of it. It drives me nuts. I finally found the old Cashin series after I got into Cashin Sins, and holy crap, I love the hell out of that anime. Shout outs to Tatsunoko Kingdom with that one.
Also, My Love Story was really cute. If anyone's seen that one.
Which one?
My Love Story? You've seen that one?
That one's the
really big guy, gorilla guy.
Ore Monogatari.
Which is it?
It was Ore Monogatari.
I don't know the Japanese word of it, but it's the really big gorilla guy with the small little girl, and they fall in love.
Yes, I love the hell out of that anime. I actually cried because I thought they were gonna break up. I was like, no, don't let it end like this.
Nah, and usually animes do end in like a heart-wrenching note, so it was good that they didn't go that way.
That neater rare story.
There was one anime I remember, True Tears, which the ending was horrible. It was basically like a love triangle in a way, and the person that the guy should have stayed with, he did not. He went for the other girl, and I was like so upset. But
you want to watch something? I'm about to piss you off right now.
What?
Let's see. What was the name of that anime? Oh God, I think it was Berserker. With I think this is the one with the character named Guts.
Berserker.
Yep. If I'm right, if I'm right, that's the name of the anime. Watch it all the way to the very end, because from because he had his storyline was already messed up, and then when he finally finds peace, leave it to one asshole to fuck up everything in one day and made it even worse than it should have. Because if I'm right, that's the name of the title. And okay, for those of you who don't want me to spoil it, I won't spoil it. All I can say is that if you're going to watch it, my suggestion is before you watch it, grab a punching bag, have the character's face on it. If you have knives and stuff like that in your kitchen, that's okay too. That's what punching bag is there for. Because that one character is going to piss you off so bad that you're just going to want to, that you literally wish you could actually go in that anime and fuck him up.
I'm trying to find it, like Berserker. Oh, I think it's Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk.
Right?
My apologies. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. So look it up as Berserk.
Yep, that was my fault. That was my fault. Don't blame
And I know
her.
we have a lot of. That's okay, Alan. I know we have a lot of Walking Dead fans, so if you want to ask any questions about the show, basically the breakup, or if you have any, or you want to talk about how they went and killed people in their sleep, for some reason that really, maybe not for some reason, that really disturbed me. I don't know.
They always do that. That's almost every zombie film these days.
No, but that part particular, I don't know. It really like hit a chord with me. I don't know why.
What hit a chord with me is when somebody has the nerve to tell me to look at the flowers, and I've already realized they're about to blow my brains out.
It's a nice way to go. You're at peace, looking at flowers. That's the last image you have in your mind. It's not that horrible.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie though. It was worth kind of doing that. I ain't gonna lie though, that little girl needed to die. I hate to sound like a cold son of a bitch about it, but that one particular little girl with the mental issues was a complete asshole. Personally, I probably would have rather had punched her right in her jaw than did it. That way when I tell her when she goes to hell, lesson learned.
Oh, it's
I'm not gonna lie, because what she did was messed up. Like she was the reason that the zombies were attacking the prison.
Yeah, that's
with all those dead animals. She was the reason the zombies were starting to follow them all over the place because she had the nerve to kill all the innocent bunnies.
But how about the kid recently? The kid who caused like the mother and everybody to die a few episodes ago. I think that kid was much worse. He like caused the death of like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, but at least we saw it coming.
No, he should have stayed like, wherever he was supposed to go and not join everyone in the trip. He was just like a little pussycat.
Well, let's put it this way. In the truth, yeah, he caused a lot of deaths to happen. But yet, when you hear his little flashback of the woman's voice, I forgot her name. She caused him to have that panic. Because when he saw that little boy, the first thing he thought of was her voice.
Yeah, I guess.
And she
involved.
implanted that idea in his head.
I think they just wanted Rick and Michonne to get together.
Who?
Rick and Michonne. They just had to kill that girl off. Or Richonne, as they call it.
Yeah, it had to be done. It had to be done. I'm sorry. Because all I can say is that it had to be done. It was about time, though.
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming a while ago, but it didn't happen. But then now Carol is not with Daryl, and like, I don't know. I always kind of hoped they would get together.
Yeah.
Now she's all about baking cookies, not into really fighting anymore.
I think you're asking a little for too much for that one.
Carol and
That's
Daryl?
just my opinion.
I
think you was asking
for them.
I honest to God, I don't think I was. I was like, yeah, there's always going to be that one guy that actually has a true romance, and then there's going to be that one moment that just fucks up everything. I was like, yeah, he's going to be that guy.
Now, do you think Daryl has showered at all since the zombie apocalypse?
Daryl? Well,
Yeah.
considering that they now live in house, the guy that the waters are running, he better have taken a shower.
He looks disgusting every episode. He does not look like he's showered. So I'm just wondering if he does that so people will think like that he's poor and like out in his own. Remember that one episode where they were like trying to distinguish that new guy Jesus, and they're like, he looks too clean cut. So I think maybe he looks all raggedy on purpose so people don't think he has the good life and follow him. That's my theory of things.
I think the theory is just that
He always
he's
looks
just a
same.
gritty guy. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie though. That ever since Jesus showed up, a bunch of memes of him just started flying around. Even me and my sister had a field day because when the guy came out of nowhere and was like, "Oh, my friends call me Jesus," and then they had that huge slapstick comedy chase. And as soon as the car went in the water, I was like, "Damn you, Jesus!"
Yeah, I think they called him that on purpose.
I was like, "You had one job."
Yeah, I saw a meme where it was Michonne and Rick, and then they were like, you know, I think you guys saw it on Nerdy. It's like, oh, you know, it was so good that Jesus showed up, like in the bedroom. I was like
It's like
cracking
when
up with
the
that
so
one.
good and you see Jesus.
And they were like, no,
I
you don't want
thought
to
that
see
was
that
special.
Jesus.
And they was like, "No, you don't, not that Jesus." I was like, "Well, he sure as hell stood there like one."
Yeah, and he kind of has that Jesus look with the hair and all that. But
Yeah, which is weird. He actually does
but I
look
know
like the
you
damn
got to go
painting.
to work. I don't want you to
Yeah.
be late on the count of me. So I'll wrap things up. I hope you guys liked my Chung Li. This was my favorite character to choose since I was a kid in the laundromat. You know, she kicked ass. She had thick thighs like me, so I looked up to her. You know, would round kick all the time, round kick kids in school. So yeah, this was like a special show. Maybe we could do it every Friday with Alan or whoever else. I just wanted to test the waters. So let me know what you guys think, and maybe we'll do it again.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully, I
tune
was
in
entertained.
every Wednesday, 7:30, the usual time. And maybe I'll see you in the Sexy Nerd Spring Fling tomorrow. And hopefully in the Network and Chill event on the 20th, 12 to 4 in Teaneck. In Barcade. In Barcade, sorry, Hoboken, not Teaneck. I've been looking at so many houses. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Alan. You've been awesome.
Thanks. No problem. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. Happy Friday. Yatta. See ya.
Osh.